So let's begin the class. So on the screen you see what we studied last week. Last week we finished the lecture about the determinant. So I just repeat something about the determinant. Before last week, we studied two ways to calculate, to compute a determinant, and we compare two methods together. But however, last week we begin to explain that usually in computing determinant, we can take a look at the form, at the shape of matrix, and we can use what we call the combined method, like it here. That is, we can use one step, we can apply the cofactor expansion, and the other step, we can apply the expansion, we can apply the row elementary operation or columns operation. And here is an example to show you that matrix is not so small. But if you apply the row elementary operation here, we get a new one with the second column consists of only one non-zero entry. Then we apply the cofactor expansion along that column, and we reduce the matrix into a smaller size matrix. And then once again we apply. Once again we apply the columns operation here. The column operation here. Then again we get a new matrix consisting of the last row with only one non-zero entry here. And then apply cofactor expansion, we get reduce the size of the matrix again. And again, we apply that one. For example, I will show you that thing. Cả lớp đã học được chưa? Các bạn ở dưới nói to hơn cả tôi rồi. Tôi nghĩ rằng là các bạn sau cái buổi tối chủ nhật, sau buổi tối chủ nhật đi quẩy tưng bừng thì chắc là phải mệt lắm, hóa ra là vẫn chưa đủ mệt. 8 ở trong lớp vẫn còn khỏe thế ạ. So let's continue. After that, we study the property of determinant. The first one is very important thing, that is determinant of let's say that determinant of a product equals the product of two determinants, and that has been illustrated by using elementary matrix E. And then the second one claims that even though we have a determinant of the product, equal product of two determinants, but that is not true for the sum, for the addition of two matrices. It means that determinant of A plus B is different from the determinant of A plus determinant of B. However, we have another property. That property, the new property says that if on entry of one row or one column of any matrix is a sum of two numbers, then the determinant will be the sum of two determinants, and it is here. If you look at that rows, you see you will get that one. And we have similar things for the columns is here. If the second column is a sum, each entry of the second column is a sum of two numbers, then determinant can be written as a sum of two determinants. And that is true for matrices of any size. The next property says about invertible. A square matrix A is invertible if and only if it has non-zero determinant. And then you can find the determinant of the A inverse. It is exactly 1 over determinant of A. And the last property on the screen here, we know from the definition, that is determinant of A equal determinant of A transpose. Because we can exchange, we can expand determinant along any rows, any columns. Bất lực với lại việc nói chuyện của các bạn ở dưới quá. Các bạn có nghĩ ra giải pháp nào không ạ? Không học nữa hay sao? Có vài giải pháp mà chúng ta có thể làm những cái đấy chỉ dùng cho học sinh phổ thông thôi. Một là không học nữa, hai là đuổi một vài người ra ngoài, ba là mời ban giám hiệu lên ngồi dự giờ. Tôi chả muốn dùng thế nào cả. Tôi muốn các bạn tôn trọng tôi và tôn trọng những người khác trong lớp. Bạn nào không học thì đi ra ngoài. Thế chút thoải mái đi. Các bạn đừng nói chuyện trong lớp. So I continue about the determinant. 2 weeks ago we say something about invertible matrix. A square matrix A will be invertible if and only if the system of linear equation AX will has a unique solution for any columns matrix B, or it is equivalent to AX equals 0. The homogeneous system of linear equation has only trivial solution. Now we have one more thing. That is, A is invertible if and only if determinant of A is non-zero. The determinant is non-zero. And we have an application of determinant is here. The matrix of the cofactor A is that, like that. Oh, sorry. Like that. I repeat that Cij, the cofactor, that is a minus 1 to the power I plus j multiplied by the minor mij. But we are not going to use that. We are not going to use the matrix of cofactor. We are going to use what we call the adjoint matrix of A. That is, we take the matrix of cofactor and we take the transpose. We call it the adjoint matrix of A. Then that will give you a way to find the inverse of a square matrix. A inverse in that case will be 1 over determinant A multiplied by the adjoint matrix A. And you should remember that A is invertible if and only if determinant of A is non-zero. And because of that, we can write 1 over determinant of A. And here is an example. The example show you it is very easy to find. That is A to be 3 by 3, which is like that. Then the cofactor is here. The cofactor now you can do it by tính nhầm. You can calculate it in your mind. And then the cofactor matrix is here. The cofactor matrix is here, and the adjoint matrix is here. Then the inverse of A will be 1 over determinant of A multiplied by the adjoint matrix here. But determinant of A equals 3, so the inverse to be here. And you can verify that. And the last application of determinant is Cramer rules. The Cramer rules say, suppose that we are given a system of n linear equation with n unknown, like that. In that case, the coefficient matrix will be a square, and we suppose that determinant of A is non-zero. And in that case, we say the system is a Cramer system. And here we know the Cramer system always has unique solution, always has only one solution. But the next slide will show you what is the solution. The solution is here. So first, I take AJ. That is a new matrix obtained by replacing the J's column of A by the column of right hand side of the system. Then, in that case, if you calculate determinant of AJ along the J's column, then determinant of AJ will be that one. And in that case, you are given the concrete, the precise solution of the Cramer system. That is xj equal determinant of AJ over determinant of A. So that is a Cramer rule to solve a system of linear equation. And here is an example. You are given a system here, system like that, and the right hand side column is here. Determinant of A equal 10, and it is non-zero. And determinant of A1 now equal 8. And you can see that now the columns of the right hand side is replaced to the first column of A. And we can continue it this way. If I remember A1 to be that, A2 to be minus 50, and determinant of A3 to be that one. Then the solution will be X to be that, Y to be that number, and Z to be that number. So that is the way to solve a system of linear equation by using Cramer's rule and using determinant. Then after that, we begin the lecture number 4. The lecture number 4 about the vector space. The vector space, and it is here. In high school, we study already what is it? So geometric vector, that is oriented fragment of straight line. But here we try to generalize it. First, we define what we call n space, denoted by r to the power n. We consider a sequence of n real number, x1, x2, xn, and we count the order of that, means we cannot exchange x1 and x2. Then the n space Rn S Y R N. That is the set of ons, order, and tuples like that. And the examples for you is very, you have a very familiar example for you. For the n equal 1, you get the set of odd real number. Or in high school you call it the line of real numbers. N equal 2, you have the set of odds ordered pair of real numbers. And it is exactly the coordinate plane. And for the case n equals 3, you get the set of odds ordered triple of real number. Like that, then we call 3 space. And I say that, but n tuple x1, x2, xn can be viewed by two different ways. The first one, it can be considered as a point here, with two coordinates x1 and x2. Also, it can be considered as a vector going from the origin to that one. And in that case, the vector x1, x2 will have two components. The first component going horizontal like that is x1, and the other going this way, vertical, and it is x2. And after that, we define the operation. For the first, any sequence of real number like that will become vectors in n squared Rn. And we define the addition of two vectors. Suppose that U and V to be like that. Then we define the sum U plus V to be the sequence like that one. U1 plus V1, U2 plus V2 up to Un plus Vn. Also, we can define scalar multiplication by Cu to be a new sequence Cu1, Cu2 up to Cun. So, two operations here and there as a common name, that is a standard operation in Rn. After that, we can define the negative of a vector. The negative of U will be minus U1 minus U2 up to minus Un. And the difference of the subtraction of U and V will be U minus V equal U1 minus V1, U2 minus V2 up to Un minus Vn. And we have a very special vector. We call it zero vector. Zero vector, that is a sequence, consists of only zero number. It is here. And you should pay attention that for zero vector, I always denote it by the fat zero like that. The fat zero here consisting of a sequence of on zero. And that's lie I want you to remember. That is the property of two standard operations on vector in Rn. And we have 10 properties. It's too long. But however, I call your attention to the property number 1 and property number 6. That is most important property for you. Number 1 and number 6, because today we are going to use those properties. Then, beside 10 property about vector addition and scalar multiplication, we have another property about zero vector and about the negative vector. It is listed on the screen here. Then that is on what we studied last week, and today we begin from this point. So today we begin with a new notion has named linear combination of Vietnamese tổ hợp tuyến tính. Somehow strange the name. Here is the definition. Suppose that we are given a set of vector v1, v2, vn. The vector now is in n space I. A vector x will be called a linear combination of v1, v2, vn. If x can be written in the form x to be that, x can be written like c1 v1 plus c2 v2 plus cn vn. Here c1, c2, cn are numbers. In that case, we say x is a linear combination of v1, v2, vn. And here, the next example will show you the linear combination will lead you back to the system of linear equation. Now suppose that we are given the vector u, v, and w in R3. U is equals 0, 1, 4, v is minus 1, 1, 2, and w is c, 1, 2. That is all three vectors lying in R3. Now we consider x to be the sequence minus 1, minus 2, and minus 2. And you are required to show that x is a linear combination of u, v, and w. That is, we need to find three number a, b, and c so that x will be equals a times of u plus b times of v plus c times of w. Now we do the calculation. You will get a system of linear equation like that. The first column will be u, the second column will be v, and the last column here will be w. So we get that one. It must equals minus 1, minus 2, minus 2. And to solve the system like that, you know already from the very beginning of the course. So we find a equal 1, b equal minus 2, and c equals minus 1. It means that x equal y equal u minus 2v minus w. Or you can say x is a linear combination of u, v, and w. So you see, the notion is here. But however, to do exercise on that, once again, it leads you back to the solving the system of linear equation. Now I should tell you something like that. Up to this point, we study some vector inside n squared. That is a sequence of real number. But a sequence of real number, we can write it horizontally like that. That is, it looks like a row matrix, and we call it, because it looks like a row matrix, we call it a row vector, like that one. But also we can write it in the columns, like that. Then, in that case, we call it the column vector, like that one. And then you can observe it by yourself. On the operation on matrix u and v here can be as the same. We give you the same reason as operation we do on the vector. On the vector in I, we define standard operation, and that as the same like operation on vector. And the next slide will show you that. Now, for vector, by vector I mean a sequence of numbers. like that one, U and V. And we can define the vector addition to be that one. Now if we write it in the row matrix, addition, what you get here? U to be that matrix, V to be that matrix, then if we add two matrices together, we get that one. So it is the same like a vector addition. Also, with scalar multiplication by for the row matrix, we get the same thing. C of U to be that, and to be that matrix, and it is exactly like a scalar multiplication for the vector. And if we write it in the column matrix, we get the same thing. So the standard operation on vector is almost the same like operation on the matrix we studied already. Now we begin with something which is, I said, abstract. Chúng ta bắt đầu định nghĩa một cái gì đó nó trừu tượng, nó không giống như cái chúng ta vẫn hình dung. Okay, now suppose that we are given a set V. V is a set. On the set V, we are given two operations. Any operation, but at least we have two operations. We call one is addition, and the other we call it scalar multiplication. I suppose that two operations satisfy the following property. I suppose that those operations satisfy 10 properties. The first one is here, second is here. So we have 5 properties for addition, and we have 5 more properties for scalar multiplication. It is here. The 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So if V, the set V, on that we have 2 operations, and 2 operations satisfying 10 properties like that, then we call V together with 2 operations is a vector space. And any element of V will be called a vector. So that is the division. However, as I told you already, in order to understand anything, we should take examples from high school. So I suppose that we should do that way. First, I summarize. A vector space consists of 4 things, 4 entities. The first one, we need the set V. A set of vector, it is V. We need a set of number of scalar, and we need to have 2 operations. And it is here, V, that is the set of vectors. It must be non-empty. C must be number, and here in this course we consider only the real number, but it might be complex number. And we need to have 2 operations. We call it the addition and scalar multiplication, denoted by that. Then V together with 2 operations will be called a vector space. It becomes a vector space. And example is here. The smallest, the easiest example is that one. V consists of only one element. Ví dụ dễ nhất của đất là cái không gian vector V chỉ gồm có một phần tử. Xin lỗi các bạn nhé, tôi có một cái điện thoại hơi khác. Xin lỗi các bạn, tôi không muốn phá biến giữa chừng như thế, tại vì là tôi có một ông bố rất già mà tôi phải chăm ở nhà. Khi mà có điện thoại tôi không biết là có chuyện gì xảy ra. Xin lỗi các bạn. Okay, let's continue with that. The smallest vector space, that is the vector space, consists of only one element. So you can ask me why we can consider the vector space consists of no element. Các bạn có thể hỏi là tại sao không lấy cái bé hơn là cái không có tập hợp nào, không có phần tử nào. So you should remember in the property of operation, property number, I don't remember. Number 4. Property number 4 requires that V has an element denoted by 0. Tính chất thứ tư yêu cầu là bắt buộc phải có một phần tử. Ý hiểu là như vậy. So it cannot be empty set. It cannot has no element. So that is about the set V. So that is the smallest and easiest case of vector space. The next one, here, the n square with operation like that. Obviously, that one is a vector space because we take 10 property of that to define a vector space. Cái này hiển nhiên là không gian vector vì chúng ta đã bê đúng 10 tính chất của hai phép toán này để định nghĩa một không gian vector. So it is obviously a vector space. The next one is just something quite new to you. So for the n space, you can still imagine some geometry. Với cái ví dụ ở trên các bạn vẫn còn hình dung được hình học. For n equal 2, n equal 3, you have vector in geometry. But for the example number 2, it is not. Now, a matrix V, we consider the set of on m by n matrix. I fix the number m and number n. And here is an example. We fix m equal 2, and we consider on the 2 by 2 matrices. We define the vector addition like that, and we define the scalar multiplication like that, and we can verify that two operations satisfy 10 property of vector space. So now a matrix like that will be called a vector. Bây giờ một mã trận như thế này chúng ta cũng gọi là một vector, và các bạn thấy vector bây giờ không còn ý nghĩa hình học nữa. The next example, even more difficult for you to imagine. Now we consider the set V equal to P and X. That is the set of all polynomial of degree less than or equal to. Ta cần các căn thức bậc bé hơn hoặc bằng n. Nhớ là phải bé hơn hoặc bằng n chứ không phải chỉ bằng n. Then in that case, we define. Suppose that we are given two polynomials like that. We define the addition. It's very easy for you. You did it in high school already. You can add them together. You get that one P plus Q to be that. You can define scalar multiplication by K times of P X to be that one. Then it's up to you to verify that two operations satisfy on 10 property of a vector space. So it is a vector space, and now one polynomial will be called a vector inside that vector space. And that one you can consider, if you remember that you study already from your course on calculus course by Professor Khoi. That is we denoted by that is a set on continuous function, and then we define the addition of two functions to be that, and K multiplied by F to be that function. Then again you can verify that those operations satisfy on 10 property of the vector space. Then it is give you the V to be that the set of all real value continuous function on the real line is a vector space. So now we are going to see some property of scalar multiplication. We know already the two standard operation, two operation on the vector space need satisfy 10 property. But now we consider some more property on scalar multiplication. Suppose that V is any element of a vector space V. C is any number. Then, if we take the zero number multiplied by the vector V, we always get zero vector. If we take C multiplied by the zero vector, nothing changes. Again, you get zero vector. And if we take any number C multiplied by any vector V, and you get zero vector, then it implies C is zero number, or V must be the zero vector. You cannot have another choice. And if you take minus 1 multiplied by V, you will get negative of V. So that is the property of scalar multiplication. And here is some remark for you. If you are required to show something is not a vector space, you need not have to verify 10 property. You need to show that only one of 10 property is broken. One of 10 property in the definition is not satisfied. That's okay. And here is an example for you to see. Now we consider the set V of all integers tập hợp tất cả các số nguyên. It is not a vector space. Why that? Here you see. You take 1, that 1 is integer, so it lies inside V. Now if I take 1/2, that is a real number. The real number. and we multiply. We can multiply 1/2 multiplied by 1, you get 1/2. So it is not integer, so it does not belong to V. Then if you open 10 property of vector space, you see property number 6 is not satisfied. So that is the reason why I call your attention to the property number 1 and property number 6. Please remember for me that here. That show you the set of odd integer is not a vector space. And it is explained by that. So by words or by a sentence, it's like V is not closed under scalar multiplication. Or in Vietnamese we say tập hợp V không đóng đối với phép nhân với một số. Đóng có nghĩa là khi thực hiện phép toán đấy thì kết quả nhận được nó vẫn phải nằm ở trong đấy. Next, we consider the set of all second degree polynomial. Before we take the example of a vector space consisting of all polynomial with degrees less than or equal n. For example, if we take n equal to the set of all polynomial with degree less than or equal to is a vector space. But that one saying the set of all polynomial with degree is exactly 2. It is not a vector space. Tập hợp các đa thức có bậc đúng bậc 2 không phải là một không gian vector. Ngoài ra, because here, if we choose P to be x squared, Q to be minus x squared plus x plus 1, then Px plus Qx equal x plus 1. Now, the polynomial here is of degree 1. The degree now is 1, not 2. So, that is x1, x plus 1 does not belong to Q. And property number 1 in the 10 property of a vector space is not satisfied. Once again, you see, I call your attention to property number 1 and property number 6. It is very, very important for you to remember. The next one, I want to show you that in R2 we can give many kind of operation. The first one we define already, that is a standard operation. But now we define something new one. Suppose that we consider V to be that, then we define the addition of U and V now is like a standard, that is as usual. But now the scalar multiplication is quite different. We define a new operation. We call it scalar multiplication, but now you see the formula is C tie of U1, U2 equals C U1, 0. That is a new operation. Then I say that V together two operation here is not a vector space. It is not a vector space. Why is that? Because If we take that one, we take the number 1 multiplied by that thing. By the sequence here is a vector inside. By the formula here, it equals that one. So it does not satisfy property number 5. Now it is not satisfying property number 5. The next, that is a notion of subspace or vector space. In Vietnamese, không gian con. Obviously, when we say con, means it is something smaller, which is contained in the bigger one. So here is the definition. Suppose that we are given a vector space V together with two operations plus and fat point here. And we consider W to be a non-empty subset of V. W is non-empty and W is contained inside V, like that. Then, if W and together with two operations here is again a vector space, I mean it is a vector space under the same operation here, then W will become a subspace of V. That is the definition of a subspace. And the first one, I give you some very, very easy examples, and then I will give you some other examples. The first example has named trivial subspace, không gian con tập thường, cái rất dễ. So it says that any vector space V always has at least two subspaces, and it is a trivial subspace. The first one, that is zero vector. The zero vector, that is something is inside V. Zero vector, that is an element lying inside V, and the subset consisting of only one zero vector is always a vector space. So it is subspace of, that one is a subspace of V. We have another subspace. Another is exactly V, because here we require that V is obtained inside V, but we allow to cho phép W equal V. So in that case, V equal V. Then it is again a vector space. So that two vector space, that two sub-vector space has named trivial subspace of V. So that is the first example about subspace. And before going into the examples, I tell you once again about the property number 1 and property number 6. Suppose that we are given a subset W inside V. We need to verify if W is a subspace or not. We are given W, a non-empty subset of V. Then, if we want to verify it, we need not to verify 10 property of a vector space. We need only to verify property number 1 and property number 6 is here. W will be a subspace, of V if and only if we have that one and that one. If U and V are W, then the sum U plus V must be inside W. And if U is inside W, then C U must be inside W, nothing more. So in order to verify if a subset to be a subspace or not, we need only to verify two properties here. And that property, two property here are exactly the property number 6, 1 and property number 6 in definition of any vector space. Okay, now is a substrate, is an examples. And as I promise you, I always take the examples from high school. We consider the R2, that is a plane. You consider the plane. Then, obviously, we have two deviant substrate. The first one is zero vector. The last one is the vector space R2. So it is here. The first one is here and the last one is here. So what is it? What is in the middle here? In the middle here is any straight line going through the origin will be a sub-vector space. And it is here, you can see. If you consider R2 like a coordinate plane like that, then the origin is a zero vector, is a subspace, and the whole plane is another vector subspace, and they are trivial subspace. But besides that, still we have any line going through the origin and nothing more. You can try any straight line not going through, then you can show that that is not a substrate. We are going to have it after some slide. Now I continue with the next example. Now we consider the R3, that is space as we know in the high school. Again, we have trivial subspace, zero vector and R3. Hai không gian con tầm thường là vector và toàn bộ không gian L3. Now, what else we have? The first one, that is something similar to that. That is any line going through the origin and any plane going through the origin. Any plane going through the origin. And it is here, you can see. Any plane going through the origin here will be a vector, sub-vector space of R3. That is something we know from the high school. The next one is no longer geometry inside. We know already that M2 by 2, that is the set of all 2 by 2 matrices. It is a vector space. Inside M2 by 2, we consider W, that is a set of all 2 by 2 symmetric matrices. We require one more, that is 2 by 2 matrix must be symmetric. Then I claim that the W will be a subspace of M2 by 2. So in order to do that, we need to verify property number 1 and property number 6, nothing more. Then we are doing as follows. Here W is a non-empty inside M2 by 2. And suppose that A1, A2 are two matrices inside W. Inside here means A1 and A2 are symmetric. Symmetric means it equals is transform. Means A1 equal A1 transform, A2 equal A2 transform. Now we consider the first, the property number 1, A1 plus A2. And if we take transform, then that is a property of transpose that equals A1 transform plus A2 plus transform, and if again equals A1 plus A2. So it means that A1 plus A2 is symmetric again, or it belongs to W. Now if we take any number k multiplied by A, then Ka transform equal K times of A transform and equal K times of A. That is K times of A is again a symmetric matrix here. That is property number 1 and property number 6 are satisfied. In other words, W is a subspace of N2 by 2. So the example show you, in order to verify anything to be a subspace, you need to verify only property number 1 and property number 6. That is what I always insist to you in the definition. And you remember that the definition consists of 10 properties, and 10 is too long to remember. But however, you should pay attention to 1 and 6. That is most important thing. And that one show you that is, in case we consider W the set of non-invertible matrix, it is a not subspace. And once again, in order to show something not to be a subspace, we need to verify that property number 1 or property number 6 is not satisfied. One of two property is not satisfied. And here is the examples. We take A to be Z1, B to be Z1, and obviously both of matrix has determinant 0. Determinant of A equals 0, determinant of B equals 0. It means that both A and B are non-invertible. But if we take A plus B equals that is an identity matrix. Identity matrix has determinant 1. Because it is determinant 1, so the sum here is invertible. If invertible is not belong to the set W of non-invertible. So the property number 1 in definition of vector space is not satisfied. Then we can conclude that W is not a subspace of N2 by 2. So that is some examples for you. And here are some other examples, so we will continue with those examples after the break. Now we have 5 minutes of break, please.
Có thể bật cái khe màu vàng trên lên. Bạn ơi, em nhìn
So let's continue. So please continue here. In this slide, I show you one more example. That example to show you something is not a subspace and on calculation is shown on the screen. But however, I want to call your attention to that example because the example, the calculation here is very easy if you look at this by something you study in high school already. If you look at this by geometry, so it is given the W. So what is the W? Please tell me. Please tell me what is the W? Tôi muốn hỏi bạn nữ ở đây, tôi đang hỏi câu gì? Đứng ngay trước mặt tôi đấy ạ, tôi đang hỏi câu gì ạ? Bạn có thể trả lời bằng tiếng Việt. Tôi đang hỏi câu gì? Cái câu hỏi của tôi nó không có trong cái điện thoại của bạn nhé. So what is the W? Please answer me, even in Vietnamese. Bạn ngồi trong lớp, ngay trước mặt tôi với hàng thứ hai, bạn không nghe giảng, bạn có thể đi ra ngoài mà tôi không yêu cầu bạn ở đây. Còn việc học môn này năm nay hay học sang năm hay là 3 năm nữa bạn mới học môn này là việc của bạn. Bạn tự quyết định. So let me explain to you. I consider W to be that, and if you remember, what does it mean? That is a subset inside the coordinate plane, and W is exactly that one. W to be that part of the plane, and it is not a subplane. Why is that? Because if we take any vector inside here, and if we multiply the vector v, we multiply that by -1, you will get, what do you get? You get the vector direct to that point, and that is no longer inside W. So because of that, W is not a vector space. That is it. Property number 6 is not satisfied. And I tell you that examples showing you that by some calculation, and it looked somehow very academic, but however, that you know already from high school, very easy to see. So I require you to read the slide by yourself. And I explain to you that anything here will be very easy if you take the examples from high school. Also, the next slide will show you that here. Now, once again, I consider the plan, and we have two subsets, A and B. The first subset, that is the point lying on the line given by equation x plus 2y equals 0. The second is a set of points lying on the line given by the equation x plus 2y equals 1. And to show that, the first is a substrate, you can have that one. And to show that the second one is not a vector space, here A is a substrate and B is not a substrate, and on calculation give you already. But however, if you take a look, you will take a look at the picture here. The picture, I believe that it's very, very easy for you to draw it. The first one, that one, the red line here is the point for the equation x plus 2y equals 0. And the second one will x plus 2y equals 1. And you see, the first line going through the origin, and it is a substrate. The second one does not go through the origin, it is not substrate. You can verify it by yourself. And how you can see it, that is very easy for you. That one is not a vector space. Why that? Because if you take that vector, you multiply that by 2, you get that one. And that one is no longer lies on the red. So the property number 6 is not satisfied. Also, if you take that vector and that vector, you add them together, you will get something outside here, and it is no longer lying on the red line here. So the even that, the property number 1 is not satisfied. So once again, I insist to you property number 1 and property number 6 in definition of a vector space is very important things. And here are some examples from just a bigger case, that is in space, not now is no longer on the plane. And you have A and B to be like that, and you can verify which one is a vector space and which one is not. I can claim that A is not a vector space, but here you can see, if you multiply minus 1 to V, like that, V, you get that one, and that one is no longer inside. And you are invited to draw what is x, what is W. Các bạn thử vẽ hình trên trong không gian 3 chiều xem cái trường hợp A thì nó là cái gì. Can you imagine it? W. Okay, so explain it to you in Vietnamese. Tập hợp các điểm trong không gian 3 chiều mà tọa độ thứ ba bằng 1. Khi các bạn vẽ tọa độ 3 chiều thì cái tọa độ thứ ba nó nói về cái gì ạ?
chiều cao.
Vậy thì nó sẽ là cái gì ạ? Nó là một cái mặt phẳng song song với cái mặt phẳng đáy này, nhưng mà nó cao lên một thôi. Ông thứ cái ông A là cái đấy. Các bạn cứ hình dung tiếp. Vậy thằng B nó là cái gì ạ? As I told you, it is very easy when you look at this with what you study from high school. So please do it at home. I will not explain here again. And anything is written in the slide I send you. So here, that one is explain A is not a vector space and B is a vector space. A subspace, I'm saying. And the next one show you. Suppose that you are given two subspace of the same, the big one here. Then the intersection of V and W are again a subspace of it. And you can verify it by example. And that is your homework. Please verify that with examples from geometry of plane and space. Tôi đề nghị các bạn kiểm tra cái điều ở trên bằng ví dụ hình học. Hình học chúng ta có trong không gian 2 chiều thì cái đường thẳng đi qua gốc sẽ là không gian con. Trong không gian 3 chiều thì một đường thẳng đi qua gốc hoặc một mặt phẳng đi qua gốc sẽ là không gian con. Các bạn cứ vác những cái ông này các bạn giao với nhau xem nó thành cái gì. Hai mặt phẳng trong không gian 3 chiều mà cắt nhau thì nó sẽ thành cái gì? Nếu hai mặt phẳng đấy mà cùng đi qua gốc tọa độ thì cái đường thẳng nó cắt nhau có đi qua gốc tọa độ không? Ok, vậy đó là không gian con, đó là cái điều mà tôi muốn các bạn kiểm tra cái điều này. So please help me to do the homework by it. Please verify that by example from plane and space. Now again, I repeat the notion of linear combination. The linear combination tổng hợp tuyến tính we study from the beginning of today. And it is here. Suppose that we are given U1, U2, UK in V. And V is another vector. Then V will be linear combination of U1, U2, UK. If V can be written like that, where C1, C2, Ck are number, are scalar or a number. In that case, we say V is linear combination of U1, U2 up to UK. And here is some examples for you. You are given V1, V2, V3 like that. And you need to show that that one is a linear combination of V1, V2, V3, and that one is not a linear combination of V1, V2, V3. As I told you, once again, it take you back to the solving the system of linear equation. For the first one, you need to show that you can find C1, C2, C3, C number like that, so that W equal that one. And here W to be that vector. Then it gives you a system of linear equation like that one. That must be 1, 1, 1. And the system will have the solution here. by using Gauss-Jordan elimination, we get that the solution will be here. The system has infinitely many solutions, and we can choose any solution. Here I choose T equal 1, then you get W equal 2V1 minus 3V2 plus V3. It means that in that case, W is a linear combination of V1, V2, V3. But for the other one, now W to be 1 minus 2 and 2. Then again, we consider that equation. And that equation will give us a system of linear equation with the right hand side is here. Using Gauss-Jordan elimination, we get that one. But if we look at the last rows here, it gives us a nonsense claim. It is nonsense claim because that cannot be happen. 0 cannot be 7. Or 0 is always different from 7. So the system has no solution. It means that W is not a linear combination of V1, V2, and V3. Now we define the notion of span of a set S. Please don't be afraid of the word, of the terminology. Các bạn đừng sợ bởi các cái tên với các cái thuật ngữ khoa học nghe nó kinh hoàng. Suppose that we are given a set S of vector inside a vector space V. Suppose that S consists of V1, V2, Vk. Then we consider linear combination of V1, V2 up to Vk. And the set of all linear combination of S will be called span of S. Span of S, that is the set of all linear combination of vector inside S. That is the definition. And in Vietnamese, span of S tập sinh bởi S. Span of S tập sinh bởi S. Here, by formula, you have span S to be the set here with all possibilities C1, Ci into real number. That is the set of all linear combination of vectors inside S. So that is the definition. And the next, that is the notion of spanning set of vector space. That is just a little in the converse of the span of S. Now suppose that any vector inside the vector space V is a linear combination of vector inside S, then S will be called the spanning set of the vector space V. So you see, in the slide here, in this slide we have two parts. The first one, that is span of S. The second one is spanning set of a vector space. So anyway, because it can give you some confusion. So I will explain it for you in Vietnamese. Nửa trên nói về cái gọi là tập sinh của S. Đầu tiên người ta cho chúng ta một tập S các vector, người ta xét tất cả các tổ hợp tuyến tính tạo từ các vector trong đó, thì cái tập hợp đấy sẽ được gọi là tập hợp sinh bởi S. Ở dưới này thì nó khác hơn một tí. Chúng ta có một giả sử ta có một tập S rồi, ta xét cái tập hợp sinh bởi S đấy. Nếu mà cái tập đấy bằng V, nếu mà cái tập hợp sinh bởi S mà bằng V thì cái S đấy sẽ được gọi là tập hợp sinh ra không gian V, hoặc gọi là tập sinh của V. Thì có vậy thôi ạ, hơi khác nhau một chút ạ. Okay, we continue with that, and then we have some examples later. Here, I explained to you already. In other words, S is a spanning set of V if and only if span S equal V. That is the definition. And here are some wording about the case when S is a spanning set of V. When spanning set S is a spanning set of V, means that span S equal V, we can say the set S spans or the set S generates V. The set V or vector space V is spanned or is generated by the set S, or we say S is a spanning set of V. That is a different way of saying about the spanning set of V. And we have some things. That is some convention. The first one, in the case of the very, very small vector space, that is, the vector space consists of only one vector, zero vector. In that case, we consider the span by empty set is that vector space. Đây là quy ước ạ. Quy ước rằng cái tập sinh ra bởi tập trống, tập rộng này, là vector không. Đấy là quy ước. The second one, you see that S is always contained inside span by S. It's very easy to see that. The next one, if you have S1, S2, like that, two subspaces of the same vector space V, and suppose that S1 is contained inside S2, then span of S1 is contained inside span of S2. Anything appear inside we may appear inside the examples later. And here is the examples. The first thing I would like to tell you that we have to show that the set like that we span or we generate the space R3. But however, I believe that we should do with the easiest examples. The example here is about the three space, but I want to begin with two space. It's easier for you. Two space is here, and I claim to you that if you take U here and V here, and U and V with spans R2. Nếu tôi lấy hai cái ông vector U và V nằm như thế này thì hai ông này sẽ sinh ra toàn bộ không gian này. Các bạn có thể làm cùng một cái cách làm mà tôi sắp sửa vẽ đây. Các bạn có thể làm cái điều đấy với vector V như thế này. U như thế này, V như thế này. Dễ rồi. Ok, I will do it right now. In order to do that, I need to show that any vector here, here is U, here is V. Any W must equals K1 U plus K2 V. How you can do that? I believe that you know that from high school. You project it here. You project it there. I consider that is W1 and here is a W2. Then obviously you have that equals W1 plus W2. Is it correct? Đúng hay sai? Tôi lấy một vector V, tôi chiếu nó lên hai trục tọa độ thì V kép bằng V kép 1 cộng V kép 2 đúng hay sai? Đúng hay sai? Tôi sẽ trả lời đúng hay sai ạ? Đúng. Ok. Ông này W1 equals K time K1 time of U. Đúng hay sai? Cái thằng này bằng một số bội lần của thằng này đúng hay sai? Cái thằng này bằng một số bội lần của thằng V đúng hay sai? Vậy tôi có được ông này bằng ông này. Được chưa? Nếu bây giờ tôi thay cái V bằng một thằng như thế này, các bạn có làm được không ạ? Thay vì chiếu vuông góc xuống trục tọa độ, bây giờ chúng ta sẽ vẽ đường song song ra hình bình hành. Chúng ta sẽ có được. Quả đấy nó không làm được nữa thì thực sự là tôi có câu hỏi cho các bạn, làm sao mà đỗ được vào trường. Okay. So that is the easiest examples about the spending. Như vậy ít nhất tôi cho các bạn khái niệm về là cái mà gọi là spending, thực ra là cái dễ lắm, chúng ta học từ phổ thông thôi mà. Chiếu từ thế này xong rồi mỗi ông kia này là một số lần của cái vector này. Okay. So now when you are given the vector like that, what you need to do? You need to show that the set S to be a spending set of R3. You need to do as follows. Given any vector U like that, U can be written as a linear combination of V1, V2, V3. That is here. U can be always written like that with C1, C2, C3 are number. And it is again a system of linear equation. And you need to show that the system always has equations, always solution. Then you see determinant of coefficient matrix is non-zero. Then the system is a Cramer system. And Cramer system always has unique solution. Oh, that is the solution for that. It always has exactly one solution for any right hand side. B. Now we study some property of span of S. Suppose that S consists of S V1, V2 up to Vk. That is a set of vectors in a vector space V. Z. The first one, span of S is a subspace of V. It is a subspace. And the second one, if any subspace of V which contains S must contain also span of S. In other words, we can say that span S is a smaller subspace of V that contains S. Cái tập sinh về S sẽ là không gian con nhỏ nhất của V mà chứa S. Đó là điều thứ nhất khẳng định rằng là điều thứ hai này khẳng định, điều thứ nhất khẳng định là span của S, cái sinh bởi S là một không gian con. Điều thứ hai khẳng định là mọi không gian con của V mà chứa S thì sẽ phải chứa luôn cả cái span của S. Có nghĩa là span S is the smallest subspace of V which contains S. Now, the notion of linear independence and linear dependence, độc lập tuyến tính và phụ thuộc tuyến tính. Definition again is very academic. You can see it here. Suppose that we are given S like that. That is a set of vectors inside a vector space V. Z. Now we consider the equation C1 V1 plus C2 V2 plus CK VK equals 0. And equation that is we need to have coefficient and unknown. And here unknown is a C1 up to CK. And what is a known? What is the coefficient? Coefficient is V1 V2 up to VK. And obviously the equation always has solution. C1 equals C2 equals CK equals 0. Cái phương trình này luôn luôn có nghiệm C1 bằng C2 cho đến CK bằng 0. And if the equation has only trivial solution, then we say F is linearly independent. Nếu nó chỉ có nghiệm tầm thường thôi thì ta nói rằng cái hệ vector này là độc lập tuyến tính. And if the equation has non-trivial solution, it means that we can find a solution which has at least one CI non-zero. Then S will become linearly dependent. Nếu nó có nghiệm không tầm thường sẽ được gọi là phụ thuộc tuyến tính. Now I begin from the very small examples. The first one, the empty set is always considered to be linearly independent. That is by convention. Chúng ta quy ước rằng cái tập rộng luôn luôn là độc lập tuyến tính. Cái đấy không có định nghĩa gì đâu. Quy ước. The next one, that is the zero vector. Now we consider the set consisting of only one vector. Zero vector, the vector 0 is always linearly dependent. Why that? I write it here for you to remember. The equation is C1U1 plus C2U2 plus CKUK equal to 0. Now in our case, k equal 1. So we have only C1 multiplied by U1 equal 0. And in that case, if U1 equals 0 vector, then you can choose C1 to be, say, 1000. 1000 multiplied by vector 0. You always get the vector 0. That is the property of 0 vector. So that is why the 0 vector is always linearly dependent. And next one, if V is not 0, then that one is always linearly independent. Again, that is from the property of scalar multiplication we studied already. And if S1 is contained inside S2, nếu chúng ta có hai tập S1 và S2 và thằng S1 nằm bên trong S2, thì then if S1, if the smaller is linearly dependent, then the bigger one also is linearly dependent. And if the bigger one is linearly independent, then the smaller one will be linearly independent. And that property is very easy for you to verify, but however, you need to have some time to digest the definition. Định những tính chất này rất dễ cho các bạn kiểm chứng, nhưng để có thể kiểm chứng được thì các bạn sẽ cần có thời gian để tiêu hóa được cái định nghĩa thế nào là độc lập tuyến tính và phụ thuộc tuyến tính. Và thời gian để làm việc đấy là 1 tuần, từ nay cho đến tuần sau, này chúng ta nghỉ ở đây.